Everyone, please welcome Lexus.
Oh, my arm.
Oh my goodness, what's going on? What happened? What happened?
Freeze. Maybe if Ellie was paying attention during workplace safety, he would have never got hurt. Okay. Workplace safety is very important here at Lexus, and we want to ensure that our employees are always aware of their surroundings and that they are safe. The most common accidents that happen in the workplace are slips, trips, falls, being caught in machinery, vehicle incidents like being struck or run over by a moving vehicle, and fire accidents. The best way that we can protect our employees and help prevent accidents is by making sure that they have the correct training and that they have the correct materials. Our main focus every day is that our employees go home safely after every day. And to make sure that we have our other team managers here today that are going to talk about the different ways to make sure you don't end up the way Elvis did.
Alright, so today I'm talking hazardous materials, right? First of all, here at Lexus, we break it up into 3 zones. Zone 0 being the most reactive explosives, the most dangerous. These are your acids, gases, all that important stuff that likes to blow up, right? This is the fun stuff. Then over here, zone 1 is a little bit less reactive. It's your oil spills, less contaminated, not as serious. It's your less fun stuff, you know, not as appealing. And then zone 0 is super boring. These are all your injuries where you're just like slamming your fingers in car doors. There isn't any fatal accidents that happen here in zone 0. And these usually happen on the assembly line and other places within the warehouse. And then for all reactions, there are 3 things that need to occur. There needs to be a flammable substance, meaning like your acids or something that can catch on fire. So here within the warehouse, a lot of the times that's your gas, your fuel. Number 2, you need a spark or some sort of heat to start the ignition. And then for number 3, you need a source of oh wait, that's number 2. Hold on a sec. You need oxygen. Sorry, you need oxygen for a reaction. You need the air and you need the oxygen for the fuel to keep burning. And here to talk more about fire safety. Oh.
Alright, so fire injuries continue to be one of the most reported injuries in the mortar industry. Actually, every minute of every day, one fire-related injury is reported, and that has resulted in $12 billion in property loss. For instance, some things that you may want to watch out for can be fuels that are highly flammable when using machines, like petrol, solvents, paints, and engine oil. Also, when using heat-emitting equipment or machines that can heat up or fast, like catch on fire. Also, using soldering irons and spark generating saws when cutting or using machinery. To avoid these problems, actually some things you may want to do is good housekeeping, quote unquote, which is basically just maintaining your area clean, maintaining everything right for the next person. Also, designated areas that are flammable have to be marked, and all managers on deck must be fully trained. And lastly, all workers must wear all protective gear, as we do want safety to be very important.
Alright, so as you all know that safety equipments are very important in the warehouse. So in 2014 there was an incident where a worker was handling an engine with his bare hands. He had to do it with the lever or something, use a machine to lift it up, but he lifted it with his bare hands, so that was not good. So while moving from one place to other, he just dropped it on his feet and he got injured. And when we found out after the incident, the investigation, that said like he wasn't wearing the boots, the safety boots which had the metal covering on the front part. So safety over here is very important, and the equipment as well. So you need gloves, you need helmets, you need proper suit. You don't need to wear some jewelries which can get into the machine and cause injuries. And the people who have long hair, they should tie their hair so that it doesn't get into machines and it doesn't cause any injuries to you. As Jacob said, there are different equipments, there are different zones. So in different zones, there are different equipments which we use. So in the chemical zones, you have mask and all, which doesn't affect your lungs or anything like that. So Mia's gonna tell you something else.
We as managers want our workers to feel safe and protected. Please remember these rules and regulations are put in place to protect you. And remember, we don't like dealing with emergency situations just as much as you, so make sure that you take away everything that we talked about today and be safe. We at Lexus appreciate your time and hope that no one else breaks an arm or anything else.
Thank you.